All right. Okay, hey guys. Hope everyone's having a good Labor Day. This video I'm gonna probably make everybody mad, and any few friends that I got left, probably run those off too, and that's just fine. You know, there's a benefit in not having many friends, and that's that you can say what the heck you want to say, and you can say the truth, and you don't have to worry about whether you're going to offend one of your friends. You know, my best friend, believe it or not, used to be a Muslim, and we made a deal where I would read the Quran if he would read the Bible. Best deal I ever made in my life. I learned that a 53-year-old Muhammad married a 6-year-old, screwed her at 9 years old, as an absolute pedophile. And people will say, well, things were different back then. No, I don't care what culture you come from, what part of the earth, what the surrounding social culture's like. A 53-year-old having sexual intercourse with a 9-year-old is pedophilia. That's just all there is to it. And there ain't no excuse. There ain't nothing you can say that's going to change that. And also, Muhammad married his own daughter-in-law, and I learned what a liar he is, what a sexual pervert he is, and how he tried to copy the Christian Bible and use it for his own benefit in this world. Well, he's burning in hell right now, I guarantee you. And what's funny is I kept my end of the bargain. I read the Quran. I've read a lot of the Hadiths too. I got a lot of them, and I've read through a lot of them. They're all just nothing but nasty, perverted, wickedness. And I don't think he read the Bible. You know, they've been brainwashed to believe that you can't learn religious things without an imam telling you what to believe, just like the Catholics. The priests have to tell you what to believe. You ain't smart enough to figure it out and read the Bible yourself. And so, like I said, the main purpose of this video, I'm going to go through an acronym that I use, because I don't get a lot of time when I talk with these people, and I have to get my points out very quickly. And I ain't blessed with a photographic memory, so I have to build an acronym in my mind when I'm talking to somebody about a particular topic, whether it be Islam or Mormons or Catholics. That these are the points I want to get out, and this is the reasons why I reject Catholicism, reject Mormonism, and reject Islam. So I want to get started on that. And like I said, if you're easily offended, well, so what? Don't watch my dang channel, or leave a rude comment and I'll reply back sometimes. And let me also start off, I want to show a clip from Colin Powell when he was supported Obama back in 2008. And he said it doesn't really matter that he's a Muslim. I want to show you guys that clip, but before I do, I want to talk about once saved, always saved. And I know a lot of you guys get very excited about this eternal security stuff, and you say, once you're saved, you can never lose your salvation, that it's not of works. I know it's not of works. I'm not saying it's of works. I'm not saying you can do anything that will work your way into heaven. The Mormons believe that, right? I don't believe that. I reject that wholeheartedly. But over and over again, I see in the Bible, over and over and over again, you'd have to reject hundreds of verses, man. And they were reading a verse in church this Sunday, and I want to read it to you. And you guys tell me what you think, because it just backs up other verses that say the same thing. It's 2 Chronicles 15:2. 2 Chronicles 15:2. I'm not going to read the whole verse, I'll just read the last half. The Lord is with you while ye be with him, and if you seek him, he will be found of you. But if you forsake him, he will forsake you. If you forsake him, he will forsake you. Now, why does that piss some of you guys off so much? Why does that make you guys so mad? You eternal security guys? You and I are in a spiritual war. We're in a war, right, against evil. And if I turned around and said to you, if you ever forsake the Lord, if you turn on the Lord, he's gonna turn on you, right? Now, what's wrong with, do you ever plan on turning on the Lord? Does that make you feel uncomfortable? Do you plan on at some point in your life, like, well, I think I might turn on the Lord? Really? I never plan on turning on the Lord. And, I don't know why it makes you feel uncomfortable when you read a verse that says, if you deny me before men, I will deny you before the Father, right? It's basically saying, once you join the Lord's team, stay on his team. You don't have to work your way into heaven. Salvation is a free gift. But just don't turn on the Lord. That's all he's saying. Just stick with us. And I don't know why that upsets you guys. I don't ever plan on doing it. Do you? Do you plan on turning on the Lord? Read that verse again. I'm going to read it one last time. We're going to go on to the rest of the video. The Lord is with you while you be with him. And if you seek him, he will be found of you. But if you forsake him, he will forsake you. Man, That's so clear, and there's other verses too. If you deny me before men, I will deny you before the Father. I'm just saying that once you become a Christian and once you accept Jesus Christ and once he becomes your Savior, just stick with him, man. Do not forsake the Lord. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you have to work your way to heaven. Don't try to change what I'm saying. Okay, now I've made all you once saved, always saved people mad. You probably turned the video off. Let's go on to Islam. Oh, hold on. I want to play that video clip where Colin Powell says it doesn't matter. Let's play that right now.
By not what Senator McCain says, but what members of the party say. And it is permitted to be said such things as, well, you know that Mr. Obama is a Muslim. Well, the correct answer is he is not a Muslim. He's a Christian. He's always been a Christian. But the really right answer is, what if he is? Is there something wrong with being a Muslim in this country? The answer is no. That's not America. Is there something wrong with some 7-year-old Muslim American kid believing that he or she could be president? Yet I have heard senior members of my own party drop this suggestion. He's a Muslim and he might be associated with terrorists. This is not the way.
Okay, you guys hear that? Colin Powell said it doesn't matter. Just Muslim can be president. It doesn't matter what your religious beliefs are. Hey, why can't a little Satan worshiper, a little 7-year-old Satan worshiper, his parents grew him up to sacrifice children, and let's sacrifice the cat, and let's drag the dog behind the truck, and hey, for that matter, why can't we have a KKK guy be president? A little KKK white supremacist. He should be able to grow up and be president too, just like the Muslim. It's no difference, no difference. Colin Powell's an absolute freaking idiot. Let's move on. I'm just not in a good mood today, and I guess it shows a little bit. But let's go on. Okay, I'm gonna give you all 3 acronyms, and I'm gonna cover them. And it's really important you have something in your head when you're talking with these people, so that you can bring forth the points that you want to bring forth. And you can't. Sometimes you don't have any books. You don't have the internet. You're just standing on the street corner, and you got to be able to know this stuff. And the Bible says, be ready to defend the gospel of Jesus Christ. And that means being ready to point out the errors of all this other junk. And you talk about Islam, Mormonism, and Catholicism, and you say, why are you bringing those up? We got a Muslim, Barack Obama, the freaking not even American citizen, biggest constitutional crisis in America. You got a freaking Mormon, man. It makes me sick to even think about the fact that we got a Mormon running for president. And then you got a freaking Roman Catholic in Paul Ryan. Oh, you say, what's the big deal? He's a good Catholic boy. Oh, you ain't studied Catholicism, man. And I know that some of you are Catholics. Look, some of the most righteous people I've met are Mormons. But the idea and the theological beliefs of Mormonism is pure garbage. Garbage. Same thing goes with Catholicism. I've met some good Catholics, man. They fight abortion. They know how to fight the government. They know how to organize. But I tell you, the theological beliefs of Catholicism is garbage. I'm not calling Catholics garbage, and I'm not calling all Mormons garbage. They've just been tremendously misled. They've been misled, and a lot of them are on their way to hell, and that's because they don't believe the Bible, right? You just go with the Bible and you'll be okay. And you say, well, that's hard, that's study. You got to study. That's right, study to show yourself approved, right? Rightly dividing the word of truth. Man, we got to go. Okay, the acronyms are, for Islam, it's Satan's bowel movement, JJJ. For Mormons, it's BURP and JIG, BURP JIG, JIG. And you say, where do you come up with these crazy acronyms? Look, you try to do something better. I'm trying to remember the points that I need to remember, and sometimes the acronym's just kind of funny, right? BURP and JIG. I mean, the way I remember it is Mormons believe in polygamy, and if you got like 10 wives and they're always feeding you, you're probably doing a lot of burping, and you probably got to get to work to support these 10 wives you got. So you got to jig yourself to work or something. And Catholics is Pet Bite, PET, Pet Bite JC for Jesus Christ. But that doesn't what it stands for, but Pet Bite JC. Now I'm going to go through these really quick. I got 6 minutes, and let's go. Islam, Satan's bowel movement, JJJ. Sharia Law. Sharia law is not just a religion. Islam is not just a religion. It's a political system. They want to take over the whole world. Aisha, I've already talked about how Muhammad screwed a 9-year-old. He's a pedophile. Get that in your head. It's not because the culture was different back then. Taqiyya. Taqiyya is Islam can lie to you if it furthers the cause of Muslims, right? If I have to tell you I'm a Christian and I'm Barack Obama, and if I have to tell you I'm a Christian to get to be president, that's okay, as long as it furthers the cause of Islam, because once I become president, I'm going to fund the Muslim Brotherhood, and I'm going to help them crucify Christians over in other parts of the world. Abrogation. This is the second A in Satan. Abrogation. If you read the Quran, the very first part of the Quran is very peaceful. It contradicts the later part of the Quran, which is very violent. So they'll quote to you the peaceful parts of the Quran. What they don't tell you is how to resolve the contradictions in the Quran. They say go with the later verses, right? The later verses is what's called abrogation, which means go with the more violent verses. Slay the infidel wherever you find them. Behead the infidel. Put jizya tax on the infidel. The N in Satan is no rights for women. You women who want to be tolerant and you want to wear your burqas when you go to the beach, you want to walk 5 feet behind your men, you don't want any driver's license, you think it's so great in the Muslim world? Hey, why don't you go live in Saudi Arabia? Why don't you go live in Afghanistan? Why don't you go live in Iraq and Iran, where Muslim is the predominant religion, political system and everything else, and see how you like it there in your burqa, and having to have a man follow you all around, and he tells you what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. Okay, that's Satan's. Sharia Law, Aisha, Taqiyya, no rights for women. And then the S in Satan's is a stoning of women. Hey, you have an affair, we're going to stone you. And also we're going to do suicide bombing. You know, self-explanatory. I don't have to go explain that. The bowel movement is beheadings. And you say, well, there's beheadings in the Bible. David beheaded Goliath, and there's other beheadings in the Bible. Okay, but Islam beheaded Daniel Pearl and Nick Berg. Okay, I'm all for beheadings, but I want to behead evil people. Evil people are some of the Islamic leaders that propagate all this nonsense that are leading people to hell. So I'm not against beheadings per se, I just want to do evil people. And if you think Daniel Pearl and Nick Berg deserve to be beheaded, then you and I got different DNA. Now, the usurper who has lied and fraud his birth certificate and got control of our country, that's a different story. He deserves to be beheaded once he's convicted in a court of law. Mecca. I'm going to put a link in the information bar. Mecca is nothing but a publicity thing to get a lot of money, and it's just a tourist trap to raise money. I'm going to put a link in the information bar, and that black stone they all kiss is nothing but a representation of a vagina. That's hard words, but it's the truth. Go watch the video. The JJJ, they want to do jihad on us. Jihad is preached all throughout the Quran. Jizya tax, okay? They want to put jizya tax on us, on the infidel, through Obamacare. And then forget everything else I just said. The only thing you got to remember is the Muslims don't believe Jesus is Lord. They don't believe Jesus is Lord. That's the main thing. Let's keep going. Mormons, burp and jig. BURPNJIG. The Book of Mormon says it's better than the Bible. Nope, it's not. They wear underwear. They wear this magic underwear crap. Anytime they go into the temple, they got to have on their magic underwear. Absolute paganism, cultish crap. That's not biblical. The Mormons are racist. Brigham Young said the mark of Cain is black skin and a flat nose. Go look it up. They believe in polygamy. Mormons believe in polygamy. They want multiple wives, not only here on earth, but up in heaven. They don't believe in grace. They don't believe in salvation through grace. They believe you got to work your way to heaven. That's why I can't stand Mormons. Joe Smith rewrote the Bible. I don't even like the multiple versions of the Bible. I go with the King James. Joseph Smith rewrote the Bible. He wrote a book called Joseph Smith's New Translation of the Bible. Do you know that Mormons believe that Israel is going to be rebuilt here in America? Really, they do. So I suggest you watch a video called Jim Staley, S-T-A-L-E-Y, Identity Crisis. And then go watch a DVD called God Makers. God Makers, it talks about how they believe all people can be God, just like Satan said to Eve in the Garden of Eden. Burp and jig. Book of Mormon, better than the Bible. The magic underwear. They're racist. They're polygamists. They believe in not grace but works. Joe Smith rewrote the Bible. They believe Israel's in America, and God Makers. Mormonism is absolute garbage. Let's go on to Catholics. Man, I wish I had more time. I only got a couple minutes. Pet Bite JC. Pet Bite JC. Pope. Matthew 23:9 says, don't call any man your father. The Pope ain't my father. Don't call him father. John 17:11, Jesus calls the Holy Father up in heaven. That term Holy Father is reserved for God, not for a Pope. Don't call the Pope Holy Father. Okay? The Pope is nothing but a, I wish I had more time. I need to do a whole video just on Catholics. I'm running out of time. Man, I could really go into this Catholic stuff. The ecumenical stuff, let me read you the Catechism of Catholics, 841. The Church's relationship with Muslims. This is what Catholics believe about Muslims. The plan of salvation also includes those who acknowledge the Creator, in the first place amongst whom are the Muslims. These profess to hold the faith of Abraham, and together with us, they adore the one merciful God, mankind's judge on the last day. The Catholics believe that Muslims are saved. Are you kidding me? Transubstantiation, Acts 15:20 says avoid the blood. Genesis 9:4 says avoid the blood. Do not drink blood. Okay, we're not cannibals in the Christian faith. We don't drink Christ's blood.